Hello, Carol Amendola here, well-traveled Italian and well-traveled in Italy, around the world, but mainly in Italy. For the last 20 years, I've probably been there 2 or 3 times a year, and I take small groups on lifestyle excursions. More and more people are going to Italy this year. In the last couple of years, there seems to be, maybe there was a pent-up demand to see Italy. And so with all the additional tourism, it might help for you to have a few tips for when you're going to Italy, some things to expect and some things to look forward to and to be prepared for. So the first thing that I would like to point out is the best time to go to Italy. And it seems like tourism now is happening almost throughout the year. It used to be June, July, and August, and then it would settle down. Now I would recommend going as early as possible in the spring, after the end of March, so April and May, which used to be shoulder season, and now it's more like the season, but it's still not quite as busy. I took a group in April of this year, and although we did see some crowds, it was much more authentic than being with millions of other tourists. So early spring and then fall. After September, late September, October, maybe a little bit into November, then the weather does start to change. So those are good times to be able to plan your trip to Italy. The other thing I get asked is it best to take travel around on a train or to rent a car? Well, I will say this, the trains are very efficient. Trenitalia is a wonderful train line that is clean, organized, efficient. All you need to do is go to the train station if you are in Naples or Rome or any major city and buy a ticket, which is very, very reasonable, and you can go just about anywhere in Italy. However, when you get to your destination, then you need to either have someone pick you up or a car, or be a little bit savvy to organize how you're going to get to the next spot, which shouldn't be too hard. If you rent a car, be prepared to drive standard transmission and to drive a much smaller car than you would drive in the United States. So I've had this problem myself where the car is so small that all the luggage doesn't fit in the car. So you're likely to get a small Fiat, and now they have small SUVs, but even the small SUVs will not accommodate more than 2 or 3 pieces of large luggage, so keep that in mind. I've seen people outside of Hertz or Avis stand next to their rental car and they can't get their luggage inside, so you don't want that to happen. So then moving on with transportation, one of the best ways to transport yourself is to walk. It's very difficult to see Italy from a taxi or from the train. I mean, you'll see the countryside, but that's about it. So walking is of utmost, and Italians walk, Europeans walk. So make sure that you have very good walking shoes. And they're really starting to discourage flip-flops now in Italy. The streets are cobblestone, they're not flat, they're not like living on the prairie, and flip-flops aren't always the most easy to navigate with or the safest type of shoe. So a good walking shoe. Ladies, if you want a dress shoe, save that for when you go to dinner at night. You wouldn't want to try to enjoy Italy while your feet are hurting. So that really takes away from the fun. Make sure that you're very comfortable. The typical Italian dinner, moving on to dinner time, is about 9 o'clock or later. So that works with their lifestyle. Italians will take a nap in the afternoon. They open their shops early in the morning, close about noon, go home, have a nice lunch and take a nap, and then reopen again at 5:30, 5 o'clock, maybe 6 o'clock, and they close about 8:30. So by 9 o'clock, they're ready for dinner. And so if you go into a restaurant at 7:30, 8 o'clock, even 8:30, that's very early for Italians. The restaurants will be open, but you'll likely not see many people in there. So don't don't worry if you're in the restaurant early, or if you can manage to have dinner later, if you can manage to maybe take a nap in the afternoon and have a later dinner, you will be there with the local people, and it'll be really very, very enjoyable. And then for breakfast, Italians really don't eat breakfast, and it's logical. They're still digesting their dinner from the night before. What they will have is a cappuccino, maybe, but cappuccino only until 11 o'clock in the morning. After that, no one's drinking cappuccino that is a local person. If you go into a coffee bar and you order a cappuccino after 11 or in the afternoon, or even late afternoon, they'll make it for you, but they'll certainly know that you're not a local person. And that's okay if that's what you need. But in the morning, Italians will have a small cup of espresso, maybe with a little biscotti, and they're off for the day. They don't sit at a table in the morning and eat a breakfast. And then during their day, they have espresso all during the day. And it's a coffee culture. So they're seeing their friends at the espresso bars. They're seeing the owner of the bar. They're talking. They're asking each other how they are. How's the family? How's the weather today? What's happening tomorrow? They're not in isolation. It's a very, very type of chatty, networking culture, it's beautiful. So they'll go to the bar, they'll get the coffee, and again, it's a very small espresso, 1 or 2 ounces. They'll drink it down, stand at the bar, say hello, and be gone again. It's really enjoyable if you choose to do it. But no one's walking around with coffee during the day. No one has a 16-ounce, I won't say the brand, cup of coffee that they're sipping on throughout the day. That just doesn't happen in Italy. So I think those are some travel tips that you might want to keep in mind. Enjoy your travel, enjoy Italy and all that it has. Just be prepared with a few cultural differences and you will be just fine. Thank you for stopping by my channel. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much. If you aren't a subscriber, please subscribe so I can continue to send you some great tips. Take advantage of my 20 years in Italy and learn how to make your trip so seamless and fun.